the single biggest mistake investors make on a wholesale level, not just in value investing, is following the herd. Plain and simple. And sometimes following the herd works. Like look at Apple. Look at Apple. But in value investing, the single biggest mistake is falling into a value trap. And by value trap, I mean you've got a situation that looks good, but kind of like the Premier Exhibitions example. If your presumption has no possibility of happening, if those assets that you find that you believe are valuable have no way to be converted into cash, if the cash on the books is the reason you bought the name and they're losing money hand over fist and that cash is being burned, you just fallen into the value trap. It looks good on paper, but it's the business in decline and you're never going to get your money out of it. And it happens all the time. The situations that another area that I find very intriguing are when you find former growth companies that are slipping into the value arena. Those to me are fascinating. Like an eBay. eBay was a name that I never would have touched 5 years ago. And a lot of people made a lot of money, but I am just not wired for growth. I can't pay 60 times earnings for a company. And I've seen plenty of examples where the company like that has just continued to grow and grow and grow and rewarded shareholders richly. And I've missed that. I'm just not wired that way. I never will be. I think you're either value or growth. I don't think there's, I think you're born that way. I was born to be a growth guy. Or, I'm sorry, I was born to be a value guy. That's a Freudian slip. You better take that one out of the tape. But, so eBay, which was a high flyer, very, very solid margins, solid growth, high multiple name. Again, 2009 era, it's trading at single digit PE ratio. Still, margins are still double digits, 20s and up. And when I see something like that, I got to have it, and I did. And so the line between growth and value at a certain point in time is kind of gray. So there's eBay, which I still think probably has a growth element to it, but it crossed over into value, and I snatched it. And I will do that if I see those situations, because there's no reason for it to be trading at that multiple of earnings. There was no reason for it whatsoever. So that's a name that I bought and I held probably up till a few months ago, and made some nice money on it, and it's run up further since then. But you can't get too caught up in that. You've got to cut and run when you're comfortable. When it's no longer when the value's no longer there, you gotta cut the ties.